that we are very committed to ensuring the safety of our children in society. And we do not want the issue of education to be politicized by political actors such as the former UDA Secretary General to settle political scores on account of saying that he's a thespian, is a playwright of many years. No, that is not acceptable. We know very well if it would have been any other person, that would not have been in question. But the person involved in this whole issue has had a fallout with the current administration. At some point, he was a senior official attending even cabinet, and he has used this opportunity to fight back the government using our children, and of course as a front. And that is playing drama, using drama to play drama. For people who are non-teachers, has always been there. So what has been happening is that schools have not been following that. Because when you get somebody from outside, then it means you are saying that we don't have creativity within the teaching profession.
ETV Africa News at this hour.
We are here to address various issues that affect the government. And from the outset, we want to say that we are very committed to ensuring the safety of our children in society. And we do not want the issue of education to be politicized by political actors such as the former UDA Secretary General to settle political scores on account of saying that he's a thespian, is a playwright of many years. No, that is not acceptable. We know very well if it would have been any other person, that would not have been in question. But the person involved in this whole issue has had a fallout with the current administration. At some point, he was a senior official attending even cabinet, and he has used this opportunity to fight back the government using our children, and of course as a front. And that is playing drama, using drama to play drama. I mean, how do you do that? How do you front children and then claim that they are the ones who, are being attacked? It is regrettable, of course, that our police used tear gas against the journalists and also the children. That is regrettable. And as a government, we would want to say that is not acceptable, and action shall be taken accordingly. However, it is important to set the record straight that matter has been highly politicized, and of course, every other Tom, Dick, and Harry, they have jumped in, to mince political mileage out of it. It's unfortunate, and we will not tolerate, as a government, going forward, such behavior. The rules must be followed. Teachers must ensure that they have the right people who train their children, in terms of competition, so that there is also fairness, and so that then we also do not end up using our children as a shield, or also as an opportunity to express ourselves politically for the sake of it. Let me now turn to the issue of finance bill and taxation. Contrary to misinformation circulating online, the 2025-2026 budget process is still underway. No finance bill 2025 has been proposed, drafted, or tabled in Parliament. As per established timelines, revenue-raising measures such as a finance bill only follow the release of the draft budget after April 30th. Kenyans will be fully engaged through public participation once the finance bill is officially submitted to Parliament. The government unequivocally states that there is no finance bill 2025 tabled anywhere yet, and such outrageous claims should be shunned. And we are calling upon the members of the press to help us so that we do not spread propaganda. Accordingly, Kenyans will have the opportunity to interrogate any revenue-raising measure through a thorough public participation only after the draft budget and finance bill have been released by the National Treasury and submitted to Parliament. The major intervention thus far is the budget policy statement. The BPS outlines the government's strategic priorities and ceilings to guide the national government, county governments, and independent constitutional institutions in preparation of the budget. So this is a BPS. It says how much money can you actually spend. And on 30th of April, we'll have the various appropriations, the appropriations bill, as we know it as a budget. The 2025 budget policy statement is a third to be prepared under the Kenya Kwanza administration, and the government's fiscal policy year 2025-2026 and the medium term places special emphasis on fiscal consolidation and budget restructuring to reduce public debt vulnerabilities while providing fiscal spaces to deliver essential public goods and services. to boost revenues and to emphasize on the fact that we need a combination of tax administration and tax policy measures and not an increase of taxes as alleged. The government will also focus on strengthening accountability, transparency, and efficiency in public spending. Let me now turn to the issue of guaranteed minimum returns. In the Kenya Kwanza bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the Better Plan, we made a solemn pledge to transform Kenya's agricultural sector into a powerful engine for economic growth, food security, and farmer prosperity through subsidizing productivity and value addition. As we promised, the government is implementing the guaranteed minimum returns to assure farmers of predictable incomes. This has significantly stabilized farmer earnings and reduced the vulnerability to market volatility, hence a true realization of our campaign slogan of Pesa Mfukoni. These tangible outcomes are as a result of prioritizing production instead of subsidizing consumption. For example, macadamia now is going for 100 shillings per kilo, making Kenya the leading global producer. And this is something we should be proud of, thanks to proper scheduling and a shift to production subsidies. Coffee, through the Coffee Cherry Fund and other policy measures, coffee farmers now earn an average of Kenya shillings 130 per kilo, up from Kenya shillings 50, with payouts sent directly via M-Pesa. On milk, the farm gate price for milk was raised from Kenya shillings 37 to 50 per liter, boosting dairy farmers' income significantly. When it comes to sugarcane, farmer earnings have actually risen from 4,500 to Kenya shillings 5,300 per metric ton, which is an increase of a whole 800 shillings, with some of the farmers actually receiving bonuses for the first time in a long time due to improved support for farmer production, including debt cancellation. When it comes to Mira farmers have seen increase of all the three types of Miras: grade 1 from 700 to 1,300, grade 2 from 350 to 700, and Alil grade from 500 to 1,000. On tea, the government has promoted local value addition to tea, enabling the export of processed tea and increasing returns to farmers. On avocado, Kenya becomes Africa's top exporter and producer of avocado, reflecting successful policy support and market access. And we are calling upon farmers to continuously take opportunity to grow avocado because it is very, very important. The same case with leather. There is a renewed focus on tanneries like the one in Narok, which we visited the other day with my office. And the leather sector is expanding, creating value addition opportunities and strengthening local production. And in fact, we even bought shoes that are now locally produced. And we are very happy that they are actually of very high quality. Especially the school-going shoes are very, very nice. And the various kinds of leather, including even from crocodile and other kind of skins. When it comes to Taifa Care, last year the government introduced SHA, Social Health Authority, now known as Taifa Care, which of course we are very happy to have Dr. Mercy Mwangagi as the new CEO. And this is according to our promise of universal health coverage for all Kenya. This initiative is aligned with the Kenya's commitment to the UHC and of course under Vision 2030, but also within the fourth medium-term plan, MTP4. And of course, it marks a transformative shift from curative, out-of-pocket healthcare to a publicly funded, solidarity-based model. And it is important to say that it is contributory also to 300 shillings every one of us and above. And so it's important for many of us to pay so that then more people can benefit. Taifa Care guarantees healthcare access for all Kenyans, regardless of income level or employment status. Every citizen is expected to register under the new program to benefit from its wide-reaching health services. Taifa Care covers outpatient and inpatient services, maternal and child health, emergency care, mental health services, very important because there are very many cases of mental health nowadays, and chronic and critical illnesses. You're asking. Ghetto radio. I think the whole issue of people who are non-teachers has always been there. So what has been happening is that schools have not been following that, including even in sports. Because when you get somebody from outside, then it means you are saying that we don't have creativity within the teaching profession. We have a lot of teachers, about 810,000 teachers that have been trained so far in this country, with about 100,000 in private schools and about 405,000 in our public institutions. You can't tell me that you cannot get among 405,000 teachers who can do proper plays. I think that's not true. And especially when you now invite politicians like the former UDA Secretary General to be your playwright. I mean that is something that is not right, and especially looking at the circumstances. We've seen the altercations between the deputy and the principal and the teacher, the so-called teacher in charge. We don't want those kind of things. The whole issue is that those who are responsible must be held culpable, because you cannot use that just to settle political scores.